Japan Journal, the internet's #1 English language weekly online cybercast from Japan. Japan Journal with Mal Adams. Japan Journal is pleased and proud to present Totown Media Arts Lab Gallery, where we introduce new up-and-coming artists that we think you ought to know more about. On the occasion of the Adams family outing at the Yaizu Cultural Center, my wife Kimie introduced me to a great young artist whose music she had on heavy rotation at Mal's Bar and Mama's Cafe. The smooth, jazzy flavor of the compositions and the soulful vocal renderings reminded me of Norah Jones. But this young lady was singing both in English and Japanese. I asked my wife, when did Norah Jones start recording in Japanese? I was mistaken. The artist was Emi Meyer. So we went to her recent concert in Japan and experienced an evening with Emi Meyer. It was off the hook. She is an up-and-coming jazz music singer-songwriter who has caught my attention, and we want to introduce her to you today. Her father is American and her mother is Japanese. She was born in Kyoto, Japan, and raised in Seattle, Washington, USA. She's only 25 years old and is already a prolific composer with at least 5 albums of original compositions in both English and Japanese. She plays piano well and has a very nice voice. I strongly recommend her CDs. Stay tuned for more on this interview coming up now on Japan Journal with Mal Adams.
Shake my hand. First of all, Emi Meyer, everybody, thank you for joining us on this edition of Japan Journal. I'm your host, Mal Adams, here in the presence of Emi Meyer, who is the epitome of what is a perfect double in Japanese. Since international marriage, we don't say half. We say double.
I don't say half either.
You don't say half either. Very cool young lady. You should get this CD. May I see the new CD, please? This is the new CD. What is the title?
Galaxy Skirt.
Galaxy Skirt. You got it here. She is so soulful, so sophisticated musically, and I'm curious, where did it all begin?
Well, I started with classical piano, and then I started doing jazz, and jazz gave me the tools to compose.
Yeah.
So I started writing my own songs.
There are so many things to homered So I studied that because it's amazing that you're doing your thing in Japan, and also to what extent are you doing the same thing in the States? Are you touring too?
Yes, well, I kind of do one-off shows in New York or LA or Seattle, and sometimes Hawaii. I don't do extensive tours, but it's actually, you have to drive everywhere, so it's better when you just kind of do spots.
Spot one at a time. Right?
Yeah.
But your music is perfect for that kind of ensemble because you have a Western feeling in you. That's from the jazz background. I'm listening to your ribs and going, oh yeah, that's sister thing up there, you know? But then you have a presence, if I may say, so it's very Japanese. Made in Kyoto, everybody, raised in Seattle, and then spent time in New York.
Yes, I spend my summers in New York.
Okay.
Seattle is still where my family is.
So classically trained, the composition, what prepared you for your ability to do that? Because her songs are incredible. She's got some incredible, tasty songs with incredible lyrics, and it seems to represent what it means.
Yeah, you know, it's really like a diary when I write a song, and I think also maybe, you know, the being between two cultures, it helps you find your own spot when you can kind of voice your experience.
You got to do that, don't you? As a double, right?
It helps make space for you. And that's where I feel most comfortable.
And it also gives you a uniqueness because although you do sound like a lot of people, you are yourself.
Yeah, I try to incorporate both cultures as much as I can.
You do a good job of that. As I mentioned, I learned from you from our restaurant cafe in the middle of the day. There's incredible music in the wife's there. We got tickets to the concert. It's coming to Yaizu, so we drove from Kakagawa.
Great.
So this is Japan Journal. You can see us on YouTube and Facebook. I'm the former CBS correspondent and Tokyo correspondent for CNN. Started CNN years ago and never went home.
Oh, okay. I see. I love what they hear.
I'm like, yeah, so babies.
Beautiful.
So one final comment, who would be your inspiration coming on early on, vocally?
Vocally, okay. Well, pianistically speaking, Thelonious Monk's
Oh, come on, don't tell me that. That's my favorite pianist of all time.
I just like his character and his uniqueness. and how he doesn't care about what other people say.
No mistakes with him. No
Exactly.
mistakes. It's all good and purposeful. Thelonious Monk. So I love him so much so that I'm like Osho son, and I'm called Thelonious Monk.
Thelonious Monk.
Yeah, that's my game. Yeah, okay. So come and see us. This is our place, Mountains Bond. We do live performances. I represent about 40 artists here in Japan, American artists. And catch you on Facebook?
Yes, on Facebook or Twitter.
Emi Meyer. What question about Japan trip? Right here. Japan is Meyer. Was in Kyoto, met your mom?
Yes, actually, they met in the U.S. when my dad was studying art and my mom was also studying art.
Just a family all the way around.
Yeah, they love art.
Great. Now I'm going to take a minute and tell all the best to you.
Thank you so much.
Touch and,
Wonderful.
get it.
Arigato, thank you.
All right, that's going to do it for this edition of Japan Journal. See it, wouldn't really want to be here. And it's right here with us in Yaizu. Yaizu with the skyscrapers and everything.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Thank
you, baby.
you.
Good luck to you.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye.
お待たせしました。ありがとう。
ありがとう。すいません、忙しいところ。Fade me out. Cut. Thank you.
Japan Journal, the Internet's #1 English language weekly online cybercast from Japan. Japan Journal with Mal Adams.